Today I'm going to show you the secret that no one wants to show you about how to make the perfect pattern. It's simple, it's easy, but no one ever shows you. Welcome back to the channel. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Today I'm going to teach you guys exactly how I go from an idea in my mind to a pattern in front of me ready to turn into a beautiful product. Yes, lovely products exist in the world today. However, in my mind they're not perfect. So today we're going to go from my mind to a perfect card pattern that I can make into a beautiful goatskin wallet, which will be in the second episode of this video, this video series. So don't forget to subscribe to that. Without further ado, let's dive straight in and make the perfect pattern. Okay, so we're going to start with some rather heavy card. I think it's actually like a 300 GSM or something similar to that. I'm not actually certain, I'm not a card expert. But the first thing we're going to do is we're going to cut it down so we don't have too much. We're going to use a scalpel because it's the sharpest knife I have, and we're going to really lightly score it so that we can fold it in half and make it a mirror image of itself. And then you want to make it completely flat on the top. So do two marks, one, and then open it, and then you have the second mark, then you have a completely flat top. And then once we've got the card folded in half, you want to mark half of the width of the pattern on each side, and then, or top and bottom, and then you want to cut that off because that's going to double over, and it's going to give you the card width. I believe mine is 7.3, but I can't remember exactly off the top of my head. And that fits the card perfectly. Once you've got that, we want to take a divider, we want to take a wing divider, and we want to put a line all the way around where our prick marks are going to be. And this is the secret to the prick marks fitting the pattern, for in this case the card slots, perfectly. Because we're going to mark 3mm around the edge, because that's my distance from the edge to the prick marks. And we're going to overdo it. So we're going to prick mark more than we're going to need. We're going to put the prick marks further up the card slot than it's going to be, because that allows for us to cut exactly where we want it. So I'm going to use my thumb so that I can see how much of the card I want to be able to hold when I pull it out of the card slot. It's a really clever idea, because then you know exactly where your prick marks are going to be. You can cut so that you have enough material, enough leather either side of that last prick mark to fit it. It's a really, really clever way to do this. I didn't invent it that I'm aware of, but I had the idea. Someone will probably have invented it before me. Everything's been invented before me. And then we're going to do the same thing again, and this is going to be our T slot. And this is really, really important, because you want your T slot and your first card holder slot, your first card slot, to line up perfectly, so that when you hammer your prick marks all the way down, there's enough leather either side of the hole so it's really strong, and then there's enough space for you to fit your thumb to get your cards out. So this is sped up 800%, because it took a long time for me to figure out exactly where to the millimeter I wanted that to sit. And we're gonna mark the bottom and the top, because obviously we want it to be even at the bottom and we want it to be even at the top. So the space above is actually the same as the space below, but you'll figure that out when you make it yourself. So we're gonna turn it into another slot, because obviously the front and the T slot sit on another one at the back. And this will be the height of our wallet. So it's going to be different to the height of any other wallet in the world, because I'm doing it here exactly. You can see me doing some rough maths here. Now bear in mind that these cuts are not going to be perfect. And at the end, you will see me turning the entire thing from a card version into a digital version. And this is because obviously when you cut something, the ruler may not be perfectly accurate, the knife may not be perfectly accurate, it may wobble, whatever it might be. So I always recommend you turn your card version into a digital version. Lots of maths being done. I'm terrible at maths, so I've muted it because I'm obviously asking my iPhone assistant, who I will not name because it might turn your phone on, to do some maths for me. And this will be the back, the main pocket. So the way that I calculate this is I want 2 centimeters between each card module. So if you have your left card module, I call them card modules if you hadn't noticed, you want your left card module and your right card module to be 2 centimeters apart, because this allows you to use the stash pocket underneath, and it allows you to be able to fold your wallet nicely. Now, I am absolutely no master at doing Illustrator. I use Adobe Illustrator. I am not a master at this, so do not take my advice on how to do this as gospel. But this is how I do it. But if you want to, there's loads and loads and loads of tutorials in YouTube on how to make digital patterns. But this is just the pattern that I've made. This is not the right way to do it digitally. But you will notice, if you are keen-eyed among you, that the T-slot is actually slightly different to the one that I made in card, and that's because I like 5mm of the side of the T-slot to be below the front slot, and that is because I skive it all the way down so that there's no leather underneath that is visible. All you can see is the T-slot and the front pocket, and then I obviously line it up really nicely so that it's 5mm and I know that it's 5mm. And then obviously when I make it, I will skive that down. As you can see, I'm an absolute moron when it comes to actually making patterns on a computer. I also don't put the prick marks or the skive lines or anything else. This is not a pattern pack that I am making. I don't put my logo on it, I don't put my watermark on it, I don't put anything else on this card. I've also turned it red because my printer is out of black, and that is completely retarded, but that is how I've done it. The pattern on the right hand side is the back piece, and you'll see in a moment that I'll line these up so that I know for a fact that when it is lined up perfectly, it all fits nicely. If you want a cash slot, you add 10mm so that there is space for your cash behind it, so there'd be another panel behind this that is 10mm wider. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Don't forget to do all the YouTubey things, like, comment, subscribe. I've been away for a little while. I'm back, so we need to boost it straight back up in the algorithm and get this channel to 100,000 subscribers. We're at 25,000. We're going to make 100,000 this year. I know you guys can do it. You've got us this far. Let's go all the way. Episode 2 of this video will be coming out Sunday, if all goes to plan. So I can't wait to show you it then. Have a phenomenal week. Rest of it. Take care.